The story opens on Station 9, a massive alien trading post floating in the void between star systems. The station is home to dozens of alien species: the tall, blue-skinned Altans with their crystal weapons, the insect-like Vex with their hive minds, and the proud warrior race called the Krell with their honor codes. Among all these powerful beings walks Tom, a human janitor. He is the only human on the station. Most aliens barely notice him as he cleans their messes and fixes broken equipment. To them, humans are a new species, weak, short-lived, and unimportant. They have no great technology, no ancient empire, no special powers. Tom has worked on Station 9 for 3 years. He keeps his head down and does his job. The aliens treat him like furniture, useful but forgettable. Some are kind, others ignore him, and a few are cruel. But Tom endures it all with quiet dignity. The station's commander is Vex, an Altan who runs the place with cold efficiency. He sees Tom as nothing more than a useful tool. The head of security is Rex, a massive Krell warrior who thinks humans are too weak to be real soldiers. One day, while cleaning the station's museum, Tom stops in front of an ancient display. It shows artifacts from the old wars, battles fought thousands of years ago between the great empires. In the center sits a small dark crystal called a command stone. The museum guide explains that these stones were used by the Ancient Ones to control their mighty warships. The display mentions that somewhere in the void, old warships still drift, waiting for someone worthy to claim them. But the command stones have been dead for centuries. No one can activate them anymore. As Tom cleans around the display, something strange happens. The command stone begins to glow with a soft, warm light. Tom reaches out and touches it. The stone grows brighter, and suddenly, images flash through his mind. Vast ships moving through space, battles among the stars, and a voice speaking in an ancient language he somehow understands. The other aliens in the museum gasp and step back. They have never seen a command stone react to anyone. Security alarms start blaring. Rex and his guards rush in, pointing weapons at Tom. "What did you do, human?" Rex demands. Tom staggers back, confused and frightened. I just touched it. I didn't mean to." The stone pulses with energy, and every electronic device on the station flickers. In the depths of space, something ancient stirs. A signal travels across the galaxy, reaching a massive shape drifting in the darkness between stars. The Titans wake. A warship from the Age of Legends feels the call after centuries of sleep. Its vast hull, over 10 miles long, begins to glow with inner fire. Ancient systems come online one by one. The ship's AI awakens and speaks in a voice like thunder. Command acknowledged, seeking the chosen one. Back on the station, chaos erupts. The aliens don't understand what's happening, but they know the human caused it. Some want to lock Tom up. Others want to study him. A few whisper that he might be dangerous. Tom is taken to a holding cell while the station's leaders argue about what to do. He sits alone, staring at his hands, wondering what he has unleashed. The command stone, now dim again, sits on a table nearby. Hours pass. Then the station's sensors detect something massive approaching. It's bigger than anything they've ever seen. A ship from the old stories, moving with purpose toward Station 9. The aliens panic. Ancient warships are things of legend, capable of destroying entire fleets. If one is coming, it means either salvation or doom. As the Titan's wake draws closer, its message broadcasts across all frequencies. "I seek the one who called to me. Deliver him, or face the consequences of denying an ancient command." The aliens realize the truth. The human they ignored, the janitor they dismissed, has somehow awakened something that could change everything. Tom is no longer just a cleaner. He might be the key to power beyond imagination, or the cause of their destruction. In his cell, Tom feels a strange pull, as if something vast and ancient is calling his name. He doesn't understand it yet, but his quiet life is over. The galaxy is about to learn that humans might be more than they appear. The stage is set for an epic tale of discovery, as the forgotten human becomes the center of events that will shake the foundations of galactic civilization. The Titan's wake emerges from hyperspace like a metal mountain even life. Its hull is black as the void between stars, marked with strange symbols that pulse with blue energy. The ship dwarfs Station 9. What the aliens thought was massive now seems like a toy beside the ancient warship. On the station's bridge, panic spreads among the alien commanders. Vex stares at the viewscreen, his blue skin pale with fear. The ship's scans show weapon systems beyond anything in their databases. A single blast from those guns could turn the station into dust. How is this possible? Whispers Dr. Kane, the station's chief scientist, a thin alien with multiple eyes. The ancient ships were myths, stories to frighten children. Rex pounds his fist on the console. Myths don't have weapons that could crack a moon in half. The Titan's wake broadcasts again, its message echoing through every speaker on the station. I am the Warden of the Void, last guardian of the ancient fleet. The blood of the old builders flows in the one who called to me. Bring him forward, or I will take him by force. In his cell, Tom feels the ship's presence like a warm hand on his shoulder. The command stone on the table begins to glow brighter. Images flash through his mind, memories that aren't his own. He sees the ship in its glory days, fighting battles across the galaxy, protecting worlds from terrible enemies. Tom Miller, the ship's voice, speaks directly into his mind, gentle despite its power. You carry the genetic markers of those who built me. Your people, they were here before, long ago. Tom's eyes widen. That's impossible. Humans only reached space 50 years ago. Time moves in circles, young builder. What your people forgot, I remember. Meanwhile, the station's leaders argue in the command center. Some want to hand Tom over immediately. Others worry about what it means if humans have connections to the Ancient Ones. We should study him, Dr. Kane insists. If humans are linked to the old builders, they're not what we thought. Vex shakes his head. Right now, I don't care what they are. I care about keeping this station intact. Rex crosses his massive arms. The ship called him Builder. The ancient builders were the ones who created the command stones, the great warships, the star gates we still use today. If the human is one of them, then humans aren't the weak newcomers we believed. Vex finishes grimly. The decision is made. They will bring Tom to the docking bay and see what the ancient ship wants. As guards escort Tom through the station corridors, aliens stop and stare. Word has spread quickly. The human cleaner has awakened something from the age of legends. At the docking bay, a shuttle waits to take Tom to the Titan's wake. He climbs aboard with shaking hands, still clutching the command stone. The other. Aliens watch from behind protective barriers as the shuttle launches. The journey to the ancient ship takes only minutes, but to Tom, it feels like hours. As they approach, the Titan's wake opens a massive bay door. Landing lights guide them inside, and Tom gasps at what he sees. The docking bay is huge enough to hold a dozen stations like 9. The walls are covered in the same pulsing symbols, and the air hums with ancient power. As Tom steps out of the shuttle, the floor beneath his feet lights up, creating a path of blue energy leading deeper into the ship. Welcome home, Builder. The ship's voice echoes from everywhere. At once, Tom follows the lighted path through corridors that stretch for miles. The ship is like a floating city, with chambers that could house millions. But it's empty now, waiting. Along the walls, he sees images of his ancestors, humans who looked just like him, but dressed in robes of light, working alongside the ship's builders. Finally, he reaches the bridge, a vast chamber with a single chair at its center. The chair is clearly made for a human. Tom approaches it slowly, and as he sits down, the entire ship comes alive around him. Screens light up showing star maps, weapon systems, and the status of other ancient ships scattered across the galaxy. But most are dark, sleeping, waiting for someone to wake them. "You see now," the ship tells him. Humans were the builders' children. When the Great War ended, they chose to forget their power and start fresh on a distant world. But the blood remembers. Back on Station 9, the aliens watch in amazement as the Titan's wake begins to move. It's no longer just drifting. It's under someone's control. Their humble human janitor has taken command of the most powerful ship any of them have ever seen. The galaxy is about to learn a new truth. Humans weren't newcomers to the stars. They were coming home. 3 days pass as Tom learns to work with the Titan's wake. The ship teaches him patiently, showing him how to read the ancient displays and understand the weapon systems. Tom discovers he can control the massive vessel with his thoughts, as if the ship is an extension of his own body. "Your ancestors built me to respond to builder genetics," the ship explains as Tom practices moving through hyperspace. Every human carries this gift, but most never awaken it. On Station 9, the mood has changed completely. The aliens who once ignored Tom now speak his name with respect and fear. Vex has sent messages to the Galactic Council, reporting that humans may be far more important than anyone realized, but not everyone is happy about this discovery. In the Outer Rim, a Krell War fleet led by General Brock receives word of the ancient ship's awakening. Brock is old-school Krell, believing that only the strong deserve to rule the galaxy. The idea that weak humans control such power offends him. Impossible. Brock growls to his officers aboard his flagship. Humans are soft. They avoid fights. They cannot be the heirs of the builders. His second-in-command, Captain Dex, checks the reports again. "The evidence is clear, General. The human activated a command stone and took control of a Titan-class warship." Brock's eyes narrow. "Then we will test this human. If he truly has builder blood, he will fight like one. If not, we will take the ship for ourselves." The Krell fleet jumps to hyperspace, heading for Station 9. 15 heavy cruisers, each armed with plasma cannons and nuclear missiles. More than enough to destroy the station and test the ancient ship's defenses. Meanwhile, Tom continues learning about his new responsibility. The ship shows him memories of the Great War that ended the builder civilization. He sees terrible enemies from outside the galaxy, dark ships that consumed entire worlds. The builders fought bravely, but paid a heavy price for victory. "We won," the ship tells him, but the cost was everything. The builders chose to scatter their children across distant worlds and let them grow up in peace. They hoped the dark times were over forever, but they're not over, are they? Tom asks, understanding, dawning on him. The watchers at the galaxy's edge have gone silent. Something stirs in the deep void. That is why I awakened when you called. The galaxy needs its guardians again. Before Tom can ask more questions, alarms sound throughout the ship. The Titans. Wake detects the approaching Krell fleet. On the bridge, tactical displays show 15 red dots closing fast on Station 9. Tom feels his heart race. He's never been in a real fight, let alone a space battle. "What do I do?" "What builders have always done," the ship replies calmly. "Protect those who cannot protect themselves." The Krell fleet drops out of hyperspace in attack formation. General Brock broadcasts his challenge across all frequencies. "Human, you claim the power of the builders, but I see only a cleaner with stolen toys. Face me in honorable combat, or watch as we destroy the station you call home." On Station 9, Panic spreads as the aliens see the Krell warships. These are not exploration vessels. They are instruments of war, built to break worlds. Rex tries to organize the station's defenses, but everyone knows they cannot stand against 15 heavy cruisers. Tom sits in the command chair, feeling the weight of thousands of lives on his shoulders. The aliens on the station have not always been kind to him, but they don't deserve to die. And somewhere among them are friends. Maya, the young Alton who sometimes smiled at him in the cafeteria, old Pete, the maintenance bot who worked alongside him. I won't let them be hurt, Tom says quietly. The Titan's wake responds to his determination. Ancient weapon systems that have slept for centuries come online. The ship's hull glows with building energy as it moves between the Krell fleet and Station 9. General Brock laughs as he sees the single ship approaching. 1 against 15? A human is either very brave or very stupid. Both, probably. Tom mutters, then speaks to the ship. Show me what we can do. The battle begins with Brock's ships firing everything they have. Plasma bolts and missiles streak toward the Titan's wake, but the ancient ship's shields absorb the attacks like raindrops hitting an ocean. The weapons that once brought down entire fleets barely scratch the builder technology. Tom learns quickly. The ship guides his thoughts as he returns fire. Ancient beam weapons cut through Krell armor like paper. 2 enemy ships explode in the first exchange. Impossible. Brock shouts as his formation breaks apart, but Tom is just getting started. The human they thought meant nothing is about to show them the true power of the builders. The space around. Station 9 becomes a battlefield of light and fire. Tom moves the Titan's wake through the Krell formation like a dancer, the massive ship responding to his every thought. Ancient weapons that once defended entire star systems now protect the sea. Single trading post. General Brock watches in growing horror as his ships fall one by one. The human fights with a skill that seems impossible, dodging attacks he should never see coming, striking weak points with surgical precision. He fights like he's done this for centuries, Captain Dex whispers, watching another Krell cruiser explode. The ship is teaching him, Brock realizes. The builder's knowledge flows through their machines. Tom feels the truth of those words. With each passing moment, he understands more. The ship's memories become his memories. He sees battle tactics used in wars, fought before his species even existed. But more than that, he feels the responsibility that came with such power. The builders never used their strength for conquest. The ship tells him as he destroys another attacking vessel. They were guardians, protectors. That is why their children were chosen to inherit this gift. Only 5 Krell ships remain now. Brock's flagship tries to retreat, but Tom has learned something new. The Titan's wake extends energy fields that can hold other ships in place. The fleeing vessels stop dead in space, caught like insects in a web. Yield, Tom broadcasts to the remaining Krell. Your general tested me. I have answered. But Brock's pride will not let him surrender to a human. Never. Krell do not bow to weak species. He orders his remaining ships to ram the Titan's wake. If he cannot win, he will at least damage the ancient vessel. The 5 cruisers accelerate toward Tom's ship, their crews shouting war cries. Tom feels a moment of sadness. He doesn't want to kill these warriors. They are brave, just misguided. But they have made their choice. The Titan's wake's main weapon charges for the first time in 1,000 years. Energy builds in the ship's core, drawing power from the same forces that move stars. Tom aims carefully, not at the ships themselves, but at the space around them. The weapon fires. Reality itself seems to bend as a wave of pure force expands outward. The charging Krell ships stop instantly, their engines dead, their weapons powered down. The crews are unharmed, but their vessels are completely helpless. How? Brock gasps staring at his dead controls. Builder technology doesn't just destroy, Tom explains over the com. It can disable, protect, heal. We were never conquerors. We were gardeners, tending the galaxy. On Station 9, every alien watches the battle's end in stunned silence. The human they had dismissed as worthless has just defeated an entire Krell war fleet without killing a single enemy. It's mercy beyond anything they expected, but their amazement turns to fear as something else appears on the station's sensors. Ships unlike anything in their databases emerge from the deep void between galaxies. Dark vessels that seem to absorb light itself, moving in formations that hurt the mind to look upon. The Devourers, the Titan's Wake whispers, its voice filled with ancient dread. They have returned. Tom feels ice in his veins as he sees them. Dozens of enemy ships, each one the size of a small moon. These are the dark enemies from the ships. Memories, the ones who forced the builders to scatter their children across the stars. How many? Tom asks, though he dreads the answer. This is only the vanguard. The full swarm numbers in the thousands. They come to finish what they started long ago. The disabled Krell ships suddenly seem very small and unimportant. General. Brock's voice crackles over the com, but his tone has changed completely. Gone is the arrogant warrior. In his place is a soldier who recognizes a threat to everything he holds dear. Human, Brock says quietly. What are those things? The reason the builders built ships like this one, Tom replies. The reason humanity forgot its past and hid among distant stars. The lead Devourer ship broadcasts a message in a language older than civilization. The Titan's Wake translates it for Tom, and his blood runs cold. We smell the scent of builders in this place. Good. We have hungered for their essence for too long. Come forward, little guardian, and feed our eternal appetite. Tom looks at the tactical display. One ancient ship against an alien invasion that once brought down the greatest civilization the galaxy had ever known. The odds are impossible, but as he sits in the command chair built by his ancestors, Tom feels something he has never experienced before. Not fear, not doubt, but certainty. This is why he was here. This is why the ship called to him. The forgotten human was about to remind the galaxy why the builders were legends. Tom stares at the approaching Devourer fleet, feeling the weight of history on his shoulders. The dark ships move like living shadows, their hulls seeming to bend light around them. Each one radiates a hunger that makes his skin crawl. How did the builders fight them before? Tom asks the Titan's Wake. Together, the ship replies. No single vessel, no matter how powerful, could stand against the swarm. But you are not alone, young builder. The ship's sensors reach across the galaxy, searching. Ancient signals pulse. Outward, calling to sleepers in the void. One by one, responses come back. Distant points of light begin moving through hyperspace toward their location. On Station 9, Dr. Kane watches his instruments in amazement. Energy signatures are appearing all across the galaxy. Ships ... Massive ships all heading this way, but they won't arrive in time. The Devourers are already spreading out, surrounding the station. Their leader, a ship the size of a small planet, moves forward. When it speaks, its voice is like the sound of dying stars. Little builder child, your ancestors ran from us like frightened insects. Do you think you can do better? Tom grips the command chair's armrests. I think you're about to find out. The battle begins with the Devourers attacking as one. Dark energy beams lance out from dozens of ships, each one capable of cracking a moon. But Tom has learned something important from his ancestors' memories. The Devourers' greatest strength is also their weakness. They attack as a hive mind, but that makes them predictable. The Titan's Wake dances between the attacks, its builder shields deflecting energies that would destroy lesser vessels. Tom fires back, not at the ships themselves, but at the spaces between them. Builder weapons create fields of disruption that break the Devourer's mental links. Impossible. The enemy leader roars as its formation begins to falter. You fight like the ancients. I am an ancient, Tom replies, and for the buys. First time, he truly believes it. But even with his new skills, one ship cannot hold off an entire fleet forever. The Devourers adapt quickly, learning from each exchange. Their attacks grow more coordinated, more vicious. The Titan's Wake's shields begin to weaken under the constant assault. Just as the situation looks hopeless, the first reinforcement arrives. The Star's Edge, another builder ship, drops out of hyperspace and immediately joins the fight. Then comes the Void Walker, followed by Storm's Heart. One by one, the ancient fleet awakens. But these ships have no crews. They are empty vessels, waiting for commands from their builder heirs. Tom realizes what he must do. Can you link me to the other ships? He asks the Titan's Wake. The risk is great. Your mind was not meant to control multiple vessels. It could destroy you. Tom looks at Station 9, where thousands of aliens wait in terror. He thinks of Maya, still hiding in the cafeteria. Of Rex, probably trying to organize a defense with weapons that won't even scratch the enemy hulls. Of all the species across the galaxy who will die if the Devourers win. Do it. The connection forms slowly. Tom feels his consciousness expand as it touches the other builder ships. Each vessel adds its knowledge, its power, its purpose to his own. The strain is enormous, but he holds on, guided by a simple truth. He is not fighting for glory or conquest. He is fighting to protect those who cannot protect themselves. The battle changes instantly. 8 builder ships move as one, their attacks perfectly coordinated. They dance through the Devourer formation like wolves among sheep, striking at weak points with devastating precision. The enemy's numerical advantage means nothing against such perfect teamwork. The Devourer leader realizes it is losing. This is not possible. The builders are extinct. No, Ton says, his voice echoing from all 8 ships at once. We just went home for a while, but the galaxy called us back. The final exchange is brief but decisive. The builder fleet focuses all its power on the enemy flagship, punching through its dark shields with concentrated energy. The massive Devourer ship breaks apart, taking its hive mind's control with it. The remaining enemy vessels, suddenly cut off from their leader, flee back into the deep void. As the battle ends, Tom feels the other ship's consciousness fading from his mind. He slumps in his chair, exhausted but victorious. Around Station 9, the alien crews cheer and weep with relief. General Brock's voice comes over the comm, filled with newfound respect. Human ... I owe you an apology. And a debt that can never be repaid. Tom smiles weakly. Just remember that strength without wisdom is meaningless. The builders learned that long ago. In the days that follow, word spreads across the galaxy. Humanity is not what anyone thought. They are the children of legends, returned when the galaxy needed them most. And Tom Miller, the janitor who once cleaned floors and fixed broken pipes, becomes the first guardian of the new age, a protector of all species, carrying on the true legacy of the builders. The forgotten human had reminded the galaxy what real strength looked like. The end.